Hey everyone, this is Melanie. Thanks for joining us in the podcast lounge. Ashley's out today, so it's Monica and me having some fun chatting about the upcoming movie Winchester, our newest podcast obsession, along with our usual happy hour chat. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GF Happy Hour Pod or our Facebook page, Girlfriends Happy Hour. Also, please head on over to iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts and go ahead and give us a 5-star review. We would be ever so grateful. And now, come on in and join us. We saved a seat at the bar for you. Hello and welcome to Girlfriends Happy Hour. I'm
Hi.
Melanie.
Hello, Melanie.
I was looking at you and I thought you were going to say something and you didn't.
I did. I paused for effect. What is she going to say? I wonder what it's going to be.
It's a light night here in the podcast lounge.
It is.
Well, light as far as people, not cocktails.
We don't even have the dog in here.
She's going to be banging on the door any minute.
She probably will.
Yeah, she'll be banging her head going, let me in, Mama.
Mama, let me in.
It's Monica and Melanie tonight.
I'm doing the whole M thing, so yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God, I should have made an M cocktail.
Well, this one's good, so we'll just go with that.
Okay, that was cheesy. You're already drinking. We're doing things
I'm
way
sorry.
backwards here
I know.
tonight.
So easily distracted, and I have been.
Well, if this is your first time joining us,
We're nuts.
This is Girlfriends Happy Hour, and we have Ashley,
Yes.
who's usually here. I'm Melanie, and she's Monica.
Hi, Monica.
I think we already established that
Yes,
a
I
few
think
minutes ago. So Ashley is not with us tonight. She just has a very demanding schedule.
She does. I don't think I've ever seen anyone as busy as her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's constantly on the go.
Yeah,
Something.
she's got all kinds of stuff going
She
on, especially
does.
her movies.
Yes.
And her film. She just signed on for a new short film.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, so that's keeping her busy. But
Good.
this full length feature.
That
this-
we got to be extras in.
Yes, her full length feature film. That's keeping her really
That
busy.
would be hard to say. Full length featured film.
Let's do it 3 times fast.
Full
Full-length feature film.
Full-length feature. You know what? That's right up there with Rivalry Week. Say that one.
Or rural properties. That's not easy either. So what'd you do today, Monica?
What did I do today?
Mm-hmm.
Here's how, I went into work, had a great day at work, great time on the air. I'm in radio. Came home.
In radio, you are in the radio, and then your voice comes out of the radio.
Yes.
I always wondered how that works. I'm
It
driving
is.
along, and
Yeah.
I'm like, where does that voice come from?
It's funny too, because when my kids were in preschool and their friend, they'd be, driving, the moms would be driving and have my station on, the kids would actually think that I was somehow trapped inside their car and doing my show
They did.
in their car.
When I was little, every time we drove past the airport, I'd say, can we visit Grandma? Because we would pick my grandma up at the airport.
Oh, so you
every
just
time.
thought that's where she
I
lived.
thought she lived at the airport.
Sounds like a bad Tom Hanks movie, doesn't it?
I think that'd be an awesome Tom Hanks movie. Oh, so here we are on like umpteen bunny trails already. I'm asking you about your day, but Tom Hanks to play Mr. Rogers.
I know. How sweet is that?
I died when I read that. Like
How
two
sweet
of
is
our
that?
iconic favorites.
Yeah. One of the interesting things too that a lot of people don't know is a famous actor got his start on working on the Mr. Rogers show.
And
Mr. Michael Keaton.
really?
Beetlejuice.
No
Yep.
kidding.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny to hear, because they had interviewed, I've seen some interviews with Mr. Rogers, and it's funny to hear him talk about, oh, Mike was so much fun to have around, and da-da-da. I'm like, he's talking about Michael Keaton.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, he was my childhood, Mr.
Yeah.
Rogers. And Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks
I can't
is-
think of anyone
No.
better to play. I'm thinking right now, I can't think of anyone better
No,
to play.
and it's almost because it's such a great memory, such a comforting memory for us when we grew up watching him. It's like, you just can't throw just anybody in to play him. It's got to be somebody believably kind and nice. And I always hope that's how Tom Hanks is. So
Yes, please, no, you're next. Or
yeah,
I'm just, they're ruining everything. Aziz Ansari, oh my gosh. We were just talking about him on the last episode.
Yes, that's right.
And actually, we had recorded right before that news came out.
Yeah.
And then it took me, I don't know, a week to edit.
I feel bad. He was, some of the actors that things have been said, well, they abused me and they, harassed me and and the actors have owned up to it. But the one thing about Aziz is he truly seemed like he didn't understand. He's like, if I did that, I'm sorry. I didn't, But somebody like Louis, what is his name? Louis
C.K.
Yeah. He stepped right up, but yep, I did it. I'm sorry, but I did it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, we could talk for hours on this stuff, but we're not. We're going to talk about fun stuff. Well, let's talk about our cocktail before we finish with what you did today.
Okay. First of all, why are they in the copper? What's the deal with the
they
copper?
They are
all of
in
a
hammered
sudden?
copper. Now you're going to ask me technical questions. No, what we're drinking today is technically it's a Moscow Mule. Put just a very small twist in ours. So we have vodka and ginger beer. And
that's what I'm tasting. Okay.
Yes, and half a squeeze lime. And then I topped it with just a splash of pomegranate juice, just because I like a little bit of the flavor in there. And we have them in the hammered copper cups. And we're going to call them a Winchester.
Yes.
Because Monica and I are going to go see the Winchester movie, hopefully before we record the next episode.
Yes.
So here we go. All right. Cheers, Monica.
Oh, cheers to you too. Cheers.
It's not our usual ping.
The coolest cups. Why did all of a sudden I'm seeing them everywhere? We're like 2 years ago, we would have been like, what?
I think the mules are getting more popular, and there's so many varieties. And I almost made for you tonight. Made it with tequila. And
Monica loves
but then I was
tequila.
looking in the podcast liquor lounge liquor cabinet.
Yes, we do have honestly, we have a podcast.
Yes.
We're not girlfriends happy hour for nothing.
No. And I saw the Skullhead vodka from way back when. And I'm like, oh, no, that's perfect because we want to talk about the Winchester House tonight. So I thought, let's use the vodka instead. So anyway, you can make it with tequila. You can make it with whiskey. There's so many variations. And
basically, as long as you put whatever you like in it, stick a straw in it, whatever you need, go for it.
Exactly. I
you
just
like
love
it, it's
creating fun cocktails. And I mean, mine isn't really not. This one's not a new creation or anything.
No, but it's not like just sitting at the bar and having a Bud Light every night. Dilly, by the way. So, yeah. Sorry. Hooked on that commercial.
I know. And you keep saying that. And we were talking about it the other night, and I have not seen that.
Are you kidding me?
No, I do not
They even
know
have ugly Christmas sweaters that said Dilly.
I mean, is it from the Saturday Night Live?
No,
Dilly?
it is. It's from the Budweiser commercial.
Okay, I'm going to have to YouTube it then.
Oh my God, it's hysterical.
I have not been watching much TV at all lately. I've been
well, that's good.
Binge watching Handmaid's Tale. Finished that. That was extremely disturbing. I don't know. My whole mood is just trepidatious. I'm just full of doom and scared. I don't know. It was
I've
disturbing.
seen that one. I'm like, I've seen the commercials for it. I'm like, I don't know.
You might want to watch it. I mean, I do that. I did that with Downton Abbey. I don't know if I talked about that last time, but I
love that one.
I never watched it back in 2011 or whatever when it started or came out.
Thank you, Netflix, for existing.
But so many of my different ages and background friends, my mother-in-law was in love with it. Some of my
mom and I would, did you see what happened on the episode tonight? Yeah.
Yeah. So then I was intrigued. I'm like, okay, how can so many different types of people be so involved in this? And so I got involved in that, watched that whole season. I watched Big Little Lies the whole season.
Oh, see, I haven't seen that one yet.
I'm starting to think we talked about some of these on the last episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've been binge watching, and then I've been binge listening to tons of different podcasts.
Oh my God, that's what my day was today.
Yes.
I came home, checked the phone, boop, 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 looking at the phone, and all of a sudden you said, have you listened to the podcast Ghost in the Burbs? And I'm like, no. You're like, kind of explain it. I'm like, I'll check it out. 13 episodes later, I'm over at your house. It's like, oh, that was my entire day.
Yeah.
I even worked out down in my, my workout room, headphones on, listening to that podcast. It was
so
wonderful.
Good. I stumbled across, like,
Kudos,
I don't know how I stumbled across it.
And I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her name, but kudos to her. She's a great storyteller. It's just her doing the podcast, and it's phenomenal. I'm very impressed.
I can't remember her name either. And it's fun. There's a Facebook group too that you can join called Ghosts in the Bourbonites. And that's the question you need to answer to become a member. I can't think of it off the top of my head now. But anyway, Ghosts in the Burbs is the name of the podcast. And it is 100% right up my alley. The way it needs to be made into a TV series or something.
It's just so fun,
And you have to start from the beginning. You start from the first one because she'll refer to past people that she's interviewed. And she's like me. Like, I could never put my finger on it because I'm so into, the ghost stories and all this and that. And I'd be like, oh, that'd be so cool to go to a haunted house. And then I'm thinking, no, I don't want to go to a haunted house.
I know.
I like the story.
I'd rather hear the story in my non-haunted house.
And she just narrates her interviews with these people and what she thinks in her head. And
she's very funny. I love, she's telling, her main thing is, getting these ghost stories. She records them and, is going to write it in a blog. But she's so just descriptive with her wording on, the people she's interviewing. Well, I see she's wearing very white, clean slip-on tennis shoes, capri pants, and a navy blue and white striped shirt. I mean, every detail. Yeah, it's just that
she
just brings you right in.
She's She's definitely a writer. Yeah. I can't say enough. I just can't get enough, and I'm think on 12, so I'm actually behind you now in episodes.
Did you do the alien one yet, or are you?
No.
Okay.
No. That must be like 13.
That must be that one then.
Lucky 13 alien.
Yep.
So that is definitely something I recommend to anyone who likes any kind of a storytelling episode.
The fact that I tend to get a bit bingey. If it's something I really like, it's like I can't even shut it off. I'm like, I got to focus on this and nothing else.
I know. Well, I was babysitting today too. Oh, I posted a picture of my grandbaby on our Instagram.
That is so cute.
Because they're like, Monica's like, are you ready for me? I'm like, baby fell asleep and I don't really want to wake her up.
Because he's a little fussy. I'm like, fine, okay, I'm going to listen again to more podcasts.
She is the sweetest thing though.
The picture was so cute though, because it has the Winchesters, Sam and Dean, watching over her.
That's right.
Her little pillow faces.
Oh, they're staring at us right now from the shelf. Hello, boys.
Well, maybe they can't see me. I'm in the corner.
So we're waiting for Supernatural to do a Winchester House episode. I mean, it just seems like they should. So I don't know.
Have you heard? I am so excited about this. The Winchesters are going to merge with a TV show.
You mean the spinoff with the girls?
No.
Oh.
No. It's Sam and Dean and Scooby-Doo.
Yes,
I am
of course.
So totally psyched for that. I'm just waiting for Dean to make a move on Daphne, probably.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just so excited for this.
Yes.
Yeah. The mystery machine and then baby, his car.
I'm dying.
But I know how fun is that, right?
That is going to be so fun because, again, grew up on Scooby-Doo.
Yes, I did.
So we are going to be seeing this Winchester movie, which looks terrifying.
You know, it really does.
Looks really good.
And I'm so familiar with the story about Sarah Winchester because I've seen so many shows on it, and when they used to do oddities or things like that, and even on one of my favorite shows, I don't usually tell people I watch, but I do because I crack up at it, is Ghost Adventures. My daughter and I watch it together and laugh. We have so much fun with that show. Anyways, they've done a couple episodes in the Winchester house too, so it's like, oh my God. This is going to be great. So I cannot wait to see the movie. Plus, you put Helen Mirren in anything, and I'm going to watch it. She's fabulous.
Amazing. Yeah.
She's one of those actresses, even more so than any of the other ones. She just, when she gets in the character, when she plays Sarah Winchester, everything about her, she sits like her, she looks like her, she scowls like her, her resting face is like her.
Resting bitch face.
Yeah. So it's very cool.
I read an interview with her where she said, oh, now I'm trying to think exactly how she put this. She says, yes, you can feel Sarah Winchester's spirit in the house, but I don't know if you can sense her ghost. She made like there was a difference between sensing her spirit, feeling her spirit in every part of the house.
Well, I wonder,
or that her ghost is there.
Sarah Winchester actively held seances for
every
a woman,
night, right?
Yeah, for a woman who tried, built this crazy house to keep spirits away. Why in the Sam Hill would you have seances every night? You're opening up a portal somewhere,
Well, I don't know. I think maybe she's trying to appease them, right? So she's trying to keep the lines of communication open.
Yeah.
Like you would keep your enemies close.
I guess. Yeah, I guess that would be it.
There's been a few other movies or shows about the Winchester. I saw a made-for-TV movie called something about Rose Red. Did you see that?
No.
It was based on the Winchester Mansion, and it was creepy.
Really?
It was good. I liked it.
But it was on the man. Okay.
It was based on that, and I'm thinking it was about, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's based on a Stephen King, or he was a part of it, like a writer or something in it. And these psychics were invited to come spend the night in the house, and all these scary, creepy things. So it was kind of like one by one people got killed. And
really,
yeah, it was really good. I have a very just vague memory of it, but
Rose
I
Red.
loved it. Rose Red.
All right, I'll
and
look that
I think
one
it
up.
was a made-for-TV movie.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can see it anywhere, but maybe.
You never know. I have to do a check on that one.
So in the Ghost Adventures episode, did they explore the mansion? What
They
were
did,
doing?
yes. And they were there twice. The first time they were there, they were just kind of going through and trying to see if they could sense spirits. And, I'm not sure if they got any EVPs or anything like that. It's been a while since I've seen that one. And then I got distracted today because I didn't realize they had done another one where they did it. They literally connected with two of the other places that they'd been that had like demonic experiences and really bad experiences. One was Bobby Mackey's, and the other one, I can't remember the name of it, but they had people in each place. And so they were all three of them hooked up and ready to go. They were trying to open a portal, which to me, it's like, okay, idiots, you're going to die.
Well, as she says in Ghosts in the Burbs, some doors, once opened, cannot be shut.
Exactly. And this one, I don't think it's going to shut. Because one, they keep referring to the spot in Bobby Mackey's is the portal right to hell. And that's what they want to channel. It's like, oh, great. People in San Jose are going to be really excited about this coming their way. Yeah.
Creepy. So I didn't realize, because they were from the East Coast.
Yes.
I did not know that.
She's from Connecticut.
Yeah.
And very wealthy, like Bill Gates wealthy for her time. So she was just this huge, Sarah Winchester. Everybody was just all abuzz when she came. She was just so, everybody just couldn't talk enough about her. But she moved to San Jose in, it was the 1884. Yeah, 1884, following the death of her husband.
And her daughter, too,
and her
right?
daughter had died 15 years prior to that.
Oh, I thought it was really, maybe the movie makes it sound like
and it was a baby.
Right.
So it was pretty crushing for her. So
traumatic.
she just, one of those, I'm just going to move out, clean start, and then just build this crazy ass whack job house, which when you see people try to, I would be lost in 3 seconds and freak out.
Right.
Taking stairs that go to the ceiling, doors that open to nowhere. It's like, no.
Like they don't even know how many rooms are in it. Because there's hidden rooms and secret rooms and doors that go to nowhere. So she's got the seance room where she used to hang out every night.
Yep.
Shooting the shit with the spirits.
Yeah.
And,
that she was trying to keep away from her.
It said there was, 1 entrance and 3 exits? Right? Yeah. Like I read something, it said there's 1 entrance and 3 exits. Well, I don't really understand that. Are they one-way doors?
How does that work?
I don't know.
That is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So originally the ancestor was Oliver Fisher Winchester. He was the entrepreneur. He made a fortune in the shirt manufacturing business in the 1830s and 40s. So he started out with a fortune, and then he took over the New Haven Arms Manufacturing Company in New Haven, Connecticut, which went bankrupt in 1857. And then it eventually became the Winchester Repeating Arms Company.
Oh.
So
and her thought and her fear, and probably one of the reasons she moved as well, besides grief, was to get away from what she thought were the spirits of those that had been killed by the Winchester rifle.
Right. So
which was a lot of Native Americans too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, by 1906, I don't know. If you get a chance, you really should Google what the house looks like because it is amazing. By 1906, the home started with 8 rooms. So by 1906, it was 7 stories high with an estimated 90 rooms.
Holy shit. I wonder what the zestimate on that is.
Can you imagine that? Jeez, yeah.
I'm sure it's way off. They always are.
Yeah, and apparently it was one of her spiritual medium had told her to keep building to ward off all the angry spirits that are haunting her house. So 24/7, nonstop, probably till the day she died.
Yeah.
They just kept adding on, building more. It was just absolutely incredible.
It said she had 16 different crews of people working.
Yeah.
Like you said, 24/7.
Yeah. For a contractor, it's like, well, that's a nice steady job.
Yeah. And she paid them extra too. So they got paid well, like triple time or something.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
With the money she had, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Her house, they call it, of course, when you refer to it now, it's the Winchester Mystery House.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the really cool features: stairways that went straight into a ceiling, doorways that open to a 2-story drop. Yeah, you don't want to take that one.
Oh, wow.
There's a design preoccupation with the number 13. In closets, there would be 13 pegs, or there'd be 13 panels in a hallway or something like that. They never really knew why, but something she just kind of went with. And again, as we mentioned before, it's just like constant construction. It's a very, one of the main guys who gives the tour says, it's a very perplexing house. I would think
one
so.
word for it.
Yeah, I would think so. It'd be one of those, though, that would be super cool to go to.
Where is San Jose, California? Is it?
Are you asking me? Side? Do you know the way to San Jose? Because no, I don't.
You don't know your geography?
I do not.
I know pretty good at your geography.
I know it's in California, and I know it's probably in the southern end of California. Oh, I didn't realize that there had been a fire there. They had to tear down the top 3 floors and gave her something to keep building.
That's right. You can't build up to the stratosphere.
No.
Did they say how the fire started?
It does not.
So does every room, is it finished with electricity and drywall and
gosh, I don't know. You
Wi-Fi?
Would think so.
Is
wow,
it cable ready?
Okay, this is so funny too because for some reason it's still relevant. Like they have the movie coming out, so this is something people are still interested in. And this woman died in 1922.
Right.
It's like before our grandparents were even born. It's just crazy.
So do you think, well, we'll have to watch the movie too,
yes.
But do you think she was insane, or do you think there's something more?
Visitors that go through the house insist it's haunted.
Mm-hmm.
They do. So I don't know. She herself never really mentioned hauntings. Friends of hers denied there were hauntings, maybe just so they'd stay friends with her. Harry Houdini himself visited the house after her death to debunk spiritualists, but the ghost stories continue, and they continue right through to today.
Mm-hmm.
People that go through it. So, maybe that's why they decided to make that movie, which is going to be so good.
Oh, sure. Do you know anything about who's directing it or anything?
No, I don't. I should, but I don't.
I bet if Ashley was here, she'd know who was directed.
Damn her.
Damn you, Ashley.
Damn it.
Curse you and your movie star famedom.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Famedom.
We're back here doing all the work.
So we have some fun things coming up. We've got some guests who are lined up coming on.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
And they are so excited because they get to tell their stories.
My friend Thomas is going to be joining us very soon, and he's got some pretty good ghost stories to share with us. And he's a ton of fun.
Yep.
He's one of my happy hour crew.
Our friend Renee.
Renee's gonna come.
She has a she'll fill us in on a Michigan murder that has not yet been solved. They kind of have a person of interest.
They know. Here's the thing. They know exactly who did it.
Because this
Eric
is kind
Cross.
of near where you grew up, right?
Yeah. It was funny when Renee and I met and we're chatting, and then all of a sudden made the connection. We grew up in neighboring towns.
Yeah.
And Renee lived down the street from him. So anyway, so the Eric Cross murder, and it's like everybody knows who did it, but there's never been any proof. They need someone to step forward and say what they know about it. But yeah, so Renee, she's kept up on it over the years.
And it's so funny too, because there are so many of these unsolved crimes that I am obsessed with. Now, for me, growing up in the mid-Michigan area, the one that I'm obsessed with, in fact, I think it's coming up on 25 years. Maybe it's 30 years. Paige Rinkowski. I don't know if a lot of people know that one.
We were just talking about that. Mike and I were. And
yeah, that's a good one to Google, because the girl drove her mom to the airport and then vanished. Her car running at the side of the road, door open. Her shoes were in the car, so was her purse. She was nowhere to be seen.
Baffling.
And has never been seen since.
Just frustrating.
I know it.
And hasn't her mom since passed away?
She did. Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad indeed. Karen, our friend Karen, is going to be coming on, and we're going to be talking about a lot of local true crime when she joins us.
She's excited about that.
Yes.
She's very excited.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's very, very high energy person.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. So the other night, we've had like no snow in forever. And then Sunday night, they said, "Oh, you may get a light dusting." Well,
see, I didn't even hear
closed.
that. We got between 10 and 12 inches here in our town.
Yep, we sure did.
Because I got up that morning to go into work, hit the garage door opener. I'm just getting a car. I'm like, what the fuck is that? My daughter, we've got one car out in the driveway. It was just, couldn't even see the car. It was just a massive snowball. And it's like, good grief. No, streets hadn't been plowed or anything. I'm like, all right. So I'm like hightailing it into work. Thank goodness I have 4-wheel drive. So once I get into work, I'm like, I check on school closings. Believe me, anybody in radio, those are the bane of our existence.
Yes, because
school
you're going to read
closing.
them.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, it's just like one comes in, two, and I'm like, oh, crap. So I grab all my stuff and go up into the studio, and it's like the whole morning was just taking phone calls. Phone calls.
And you can't like have a ticker run across the bottom of the radio broadcast.
Not really.
Like
No, it doesn't
TV.
work that way.
It doesn't work like that. Well, so yeah,
It's
I got up at
crazy.
like 12:30 to let Sadie out, and she came in looking like the abominable snow dog. I couldn't believe it was snowing.
So at that point, it was already
Yeah, it was about 12:30 in the morning, 12:30, 1 o'clock. But here, so my daughter had the day off. My daughter, she's 17, right? But we're sitting there a couple days ago. We're in the kitchen, and I'm just cooking. So I'm chopping some food, and I'm talking to her and kind of looking down, and I said, I couldn't believe how hard and fast that came. And in my head, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said exactly. And I'm looking down. I'm like, don't look up at her. And I just happened to like look up at her, and she's staring straight at me, busting up laughing. And I'm like, no. And that's exactly what she said. She goes, that's what she said.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then later, Mike was in the other room, and he comes in. He's like, I can't believe you said that. And he's like, I was trying not to laugh. I go, oh, Emily didn't even try not to laugh.
Yeah.
That's just funny when you're
yeah, it's easier when they're little, but also when they're at that age, you say something, you look at them and they're laughing. You're like, oh crap, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a meme. It's like, I don't know whether to be proud or appalled at my child's sense of humor.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Anyway, so
yeah, I cannot wait to go see this movie. I do not think it will disappoint either.
No.
I think it's going to be
looks
amazing. Good. Do you know if they filmed it in the house or probably not? I would almost think not.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't want to say.
I know, because there's scenes where she's thrown up against something, and I cannot see that happening. I'm sure they probably did outside shots of the house. Yeah.
I was going to say the exterior must be filmed.
Yeah.
But yeah, the I'm sure they did a lot of what do you call it when you like investigate or research? Research.
That's me.
What do you call that?
Wait, is it research? Yeah, it's research. We'll go with that one.
Oh, my brain.
This house, it's so crazy. They say that, it's in the Bay. When a massive earthquake struck the Bay Area in 1906, it toppled the top 3 stories. Oh, that must be how the fire started. Sarah took it as a sign from the spirits that she was too close to completion and ordered the unfinished front half of the house to be boarded up. And it's open now, but signs of damage from the earthquake are still clearly visible. That woman was like batshit crazy.
You know, it's funny now that you mention it. About 25 years ago, I was out in California, and I feel like maybe we drove by that or saw it because it's up on a big mountain, right?
I think it is, yeah.
Now that I think, I wonder if we drove by it or near it.
It would. I tell you, it would be I would love to go through that sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Liz, how fun would this be? They have on Friday the 13th. They do flashlight tours of the house.
No.
Dun dun dun.
Way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
How creepy is that?
See, okay, so now that, like I said that earlier, like I think I'd be scared shitless to go someplace haunted, but someplace like that,
yeah,
I feel like I could because that's people go there all the time, and I don't think they bring spirits home with them. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I've seen so many shows where you basically have to. I would almost sage myself and just say, you are not allowed to follow me home. You stay here. You are not allowed to follow me.
Right.
And that seems to work, I guess.
Just take a really roundabout way home, and
yeah,
they might just give up. Be like,
yeah, the demon's like, where the hell did she go? Damn it, I lost her on that one-way street. But that would be something fun to see. So yeah, oh my God, there's so many movies that come out. I'm like, I'd like to see that one. I'd like to see that one. But this one is like, I will see this one, and I will probably see it more than once at the theater.
Mm-hmm. In the back row.
In the back. Isn't that weird of me? But I just have this fear. I remember growing up hearing stories about girls that would go to a movie theater, and some perv would sit behind them and cut their hair.
Yeah. And
then it got to the point where I don't want anybody even behind me. So now whenever I go to a movie, back row. Always sit in the back row.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to talk to Thomas and get our next.
Okay.
And hopefully Ashley can join us for the next time too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we hate to. I know. We miss her.
It's not a complete. Our little circle's not complete without her.
Ashley, we miss you. The circle of trust is broken.
It is. Dagnabbit.
So,
but yeah, and then when we get together next time too, we can talk about the movie.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about the movie, and then again, we'll talk about Thomas's ghost stories. Yes. I'm really excited to hear that. And Thomas is also a realtor, and we realtors have stumbled across some really crazy shit.
I was wondering about that. I was watching. I'm addicted. I'm sorry. I was watching The Property Brothers, and Jonathan's down in the basement working or something. I'm like, I wonder how many contractors have had, incidents where they're like, I'm done, and just walk out of the house,
When a long time ago, when I first posted like, hey, looking for cool stories for our podcast, my friend Chris, who's a realtor, she apparently has a story about a dead body she found under a boat. I don't know. What do you call those things?
A boat launch?
The boat lift.
Oh my.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Really?
Like she found, or maybe it was in the pool. I don't know. It's something to do with water.
Water was involved somehow.
Water was involved. Maybe it was
That's
the tub.
Crazy.
I don't know. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stories. I've kind of fallen off getting stories from the street, but yeah, we're gonna have to have people send us in some more stories.
Yeah, that'll be. I should start putting that out there too, because there's got to be some really good ones in this area.
Mm-hmm. If you have a ghost story or any kind of story about something weird or crazy, send it to us. girlfriendshappyhour@gmail.com. That would be really fun.
Yeah.
And thanks so much for joining us. We thought we'd be lonely without Ashley, but we're so glad that you guys came in. Yeah, we didn't even have
No, we don't have Sadie either. So
I heard her outside the door. Did you hear her earlier?
Was that her?
She was like, oh. She was making sad doggy noises. Then she got quiet, so
She's probably
I
just
don't
sleeping.
know. She's just laying there waiting
So
for me to.
sweet. Good girl.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You guys have a great week.
Yes, it's Girlfriends Happy Hour. We always have room at the bar for you. And I know that there's that one person in India, and I'm obsessing about that.
We've got 6 now.
We have 6 people from India.
They must have told their friends about us.
Word of mouth in India, baby.
Yep.
That's the best news ever. Yes.
Thanks a lot, you guys. And cheers.
Cheers.